Hey career boos, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing what I believe to be the worst comebacks of 2021. I will mostly be talking about the title track of each comeback. Most of these comebacks aren't necessarily the absolute worst of the worst, these are just ones that I wanted to talk about, which were those that I had high expectations for and were ultimately disappointing. If I were to make a video on all of the bad comebacks this year, then we'd be here all day. And just because I hate some songs from your favorite group, doesn't mean I hate the group, it just means that I hate the song. Are you seriously telling me that we waited almost 2 years for this? It's giving major B-side energy. It didn't feel like it was an actual comeback. It felt more like an ad. Similarly to Superm's We Do, and the product placement didn't help. Everything I need is on the ground. On the Ground is just not title track worthy at all and is definitely not worthy for a very highly anticipated solo debut. It's definitely nowhere near the worst beat drop to come out of Blackpink's discography. I know that Rose worked on this song, but I really doubt that she was the one who suggested to have a beat drop in it. I think we can all assume that it was Teddy who carelessly slapped on this lazy beat drop chorus, because we all know very well by now that this is not the first time he's done this. I don't necessarily think Hello is a terrible song. It's just incredibly boring and forgettable, and I do not appreciate being teaser fished into thinking we were getting a Y2K concept. I'm Not Cool and Ping Pong both sound like they try so hard to be quirky and unique, but to me they sound so excruciatingly dated. Something like Psy would release 10 years ago when Gangnam Style was a thing. I had a feeling that Wendy was gonna do a ballad for her solo debut, and I was still excited because I generally enjoy ballads, especially SM ones, but this is an exception, because not even I, a fan of SM ballads, can enjoy this snooze fest. This comeback is so immensely forgettable that I constantly forget the name of the song. At least the B-sides delivered, because yikes. It pains me so much to include this here. I love you Kyung-soo, but not this. As some of you may know, Dio is my ultimate bias in all of K-pop. Of course I knew that he would do this type of concept for his solo, but I just wish that he would put down the goddamn guitar and give us some R&B for Christ's sake. I need another Tell Me What Is Love. Anyways, the B-sides outsold, at least. I will never forgive SM for ruining what could have been an actual good song. The melody of the beat drop literally sounds like that old meme song. And why the hell did they have to make the chant so annoyingly high-pitched? It causes me so much pain to see that they wasted such a good pre-chorus. I don't hate Hot Sauce as much as I did at first, but it still hurts to know that it had so much potential. This type of sound is very hit or miss with me because it can often sound super dated, which is the case with this song. I also wasn't a fan of the excessive raspiness in some parts. Don't get me wrong, I love me some good raspy vocals, but some members sounded like they really needed to drink some water. What makes this comeback even more disappointing is that I didn't like a single song from the album. I know I said I was only going to be talking about title tracks, but I thought it was worth noting here, because I normally don't mind not liking a TXT title track because they usually deliver in the B-sides anyway, but unfortunately this was not the case at all with this comeback. Loona going from Hi Hi to So What to Why Not to this has got to be the most tragic series of events I think I've ever witnessed. I would have stanned and even ulted Loona if they had stuck with their dreamy and hyperpop sound. But here we are, I was initially intrigued by the teasers, and I thought the song started off well, but that chorus is just a big fat nope. Everything about this song just feels so cheap and tacky. The production was weak, the English rap was downright unlistenable. The lyrics have got to be some of the cringiest to come out of YG yet. And the black scent, girl, the song feels like it never really goes anywhere. The chorus was just obnoxious. I never thought I'd say this, but I think an empty beat drop chorus would have been better than this. You can tell that YG spends all of the budget on everything but the actual music. This song sounds like it was made within an hour. And don't even get me started on money. Never will I subject my ears to that torment ever again. I don't really care if groups take on mainstream concepts and sounds, but this song is just exceedingly and unbearably generic and boring, and the unneeded auto-tune makes yet another appearance. Some of the high notes did not sound pleasing to listen to, as they felt too out of range for some of the members. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse than the generic, bland, Target commercial-esque Dynamite and Butter, they come out with this rejected Disney Channel original series Kids Bop soundtrack, with even more auto-tune than ever before. BTS desperately need to go back to their old sound or try something else, because this is not it, and Ed Sheeran needs to keep his filthy hands away from K-pop. The auto-tune is becoming even more unbearable with every comeback. I've seen armies making excuses for BTS's noticeable drop in quality in their music, and say things like not all songs need to be deep and meaningful, they're just supposed to be for fun, but songs can be made just for fun, and still be good. Songs cannot be meaningful, and still be good. Songs can be aimed for the Western market, and still be good. Doesn't it bother you how BTS's English releases, i.e., the ones that get the most global recognition and radio play, are literally some of the worst songs to come out of their discography? It definitely bugs me, because when locals find out that I like K-pop, they're gonna think I like songs like this. Permission to Dance, alongside Dynamite and Butter, do not sound as if they were released by the biggest K-pop group in the world, and not at all do they scream Grammy worthy. This song sounds so cheap and unfinished, it's ridiculous. It literally sounds like a demo. The instrumental felt way too sparse and empty, and the song sounded poorly mixed at times, particularly in the verses and pre-chorus. Dum Dum is just another redundant song to further exemplify Teddy's inability to make good music, or at least since 2018. Everything he's released since then just sounds so painfully dated, almost as if he's stuck in the past. This is literally a Jenny's solo clone, and is another perfect example of Big 3 privilege, because only those from the Big 3 can get away with serving the most low quality, bare bones, recycled bottom of the barrel type songs. YG has got to be the most arrogant company ever to think that a 2-minute and 30-second single, which isn't even good, is enough to make up for the year-long wait. I better not see YG saying something like quality over quantity, because this song is anything but quality. The fact that they needed a whole year to make a single song, which still sounds unfinished, is laughable. Like, what the hell have you been doing this whole time? Dum Dum is the perfect embodiment of everything I don't want in a song. That being, bad mixing, lackluster instrumentals, a cringy shoehorned rap verse, and a Teddy beat drop. I never really get hyped for Stray Kids comebacks because I don't particularly enjoy their music, but I just thought it was so disappointing to see that such a beautiful instrumental and concept was wasted on a song like this. The chorus was not pleasing to listen to in the slightest. They're just screaming a bunch of random sounds in my ear. This is literally God's menu but worse. They literally pulled a BAM and killed this love, but of course you all are gonna let Stray Kids get away with it because that's what boy group stands do best. I don't know why they thought that using the literal onomatopoeia for spitting would sound good. It doesn't. I find it so amusing how y'all brag about how your faves produce their own music, and yet they release something like this. Like, I'd much rather have my faves be handed songs on a silver platter if it means their music is actually listenable. If I was in Stray Kids and I was forced to make music as obnoxious as this, I would leave too. There are no words. The chorus felt very monotonous and the noise following it was not pleasing at all, but despite all the noise and clashing elements of the song, this debut was still very boring. Now I see why Soyeon insists on making all of g-idle's music, because who would want this? I find it so amusing how this song is called Vanilla, because what a coincidence. This song is just so painfully bland, and boring, and lackluster. There is nothing memorable about this song. Ready to Love does not deserve to be the representative of the comeback, or even exist in the same album as Game Boy, Heaven's Cloud and Same Dream Same Mind Same Night. Actually, this song does not deserve to be a song. This song is such a waste of a good pre-chorus. This literally sounds like a Blackpink song, and if you couldn't already tell, I'm not a fan of Teddy's work. Acoustic pre-chorus, empty beat drop chorus with annoying repetitive shouty onomatopoeia, followed by a bad, unnecessary rap verse, and ended with an anthem-like final chorus, not to mention. I was super excited for this English debut judging from the teasers, but I was immensely disappointed to see that they went the BTS route and gave us this generic not good retro inspired mess. I actually really love the verses and pre-chorus, some of their best yet, but man, that chorus, there's no getting over that, completely ruined the song. I'm the mafia. Remember when I said in the intro that the songs included in this video aren't necessarily the worst comebacks of the year, but are mainly those that I had high expectations for and ultimately disappointed me? Yeah. Well, that doesn't apply here, because this song is not only disappointing but also a strong contender for the worst comeback of the year. The rap verses were not pleasing to listen to in the slightest. The pre-chorus was boring. The chorus was bad. I don't even want to talk about the post-chorus. And that high-pitched ringing instrumental present throughout the entire song was annoying as hell. The choreography was the only redeeming quality this song had. I feel as though Mafia in the Morning was just completely unsuitable for their vocal tones because I did not like how their vocals sounded in this at all. Chaeyoung was actually the only member whose vocals I didn't mind. Just note that this is not an attack on the girls, but rather the company for giving itzy this absolute dumpster fire of a song. It almost feels as if JYP intentionally set them up to be humiliated because this song is just that unbelievably bad. Not a single crumb of effort went into the writing of the so-called rap verses. They could have literally picked out any other song from the album, and yet they chose this. It sounds as if so many steps were skipped in the making of the song. Because Mafia in the Morning overall just sounds so unpolished and ear-grating. JYP is literally one of the biggest K-pop companies in the industry. They have all the resources to make decent music. So tell me why they're putting out music as low quality as this. There are no excuses. None. For most other songs in this video, I can understand why some people may enjoy them. But this, I cannot. If you want to know why people get so vocal about Big 3 privilege, it's because of songs like this. I'd say that most people who complain about Big 3 privilege do so, not solely because the group's comebacks become popular and super successful automatically and instantly, but because mediocrity and low quality songs like this still get heavily rewarded. I hope JYP never gives itzy a song like this ever again. I know that some of y'all will call me ungrateful or whatever because itzy finally changed their concept with this comeback, like everyone had been demanding them to. But when we asked itzy to do a different concept, we didn't ask for this abomination. And don't even bother telling me that I need to let it grow on me. This song was released in April. It never grew on me and it never will.